But no, we've got some crystals and stuff to collect. So
Yes, I can watch you fight yetis and indestructible giant snake monsters.
that appear to be, yeah, really indestructible. Like I don't understand because you said that their health is basically it's however many the standard blaster. It's 1 HP per hit, and however
Yeah,
many
it
that
should
takes
be.
to kill. That took 200 with the shock mod. So I didn't.
And was it a level 1
It
blaster?
was a level 1 blaster. So
Okay. Well, the
I
shock mod would
hit.
have increased it because it
Yes, it
does
would.
damage over time, I think.
But I don't know how much by. But I hit it with the wrench 500 times. So I
It
don't.
sounds about right.
And not
I
only
mean,
that, mine is a level 3 wrench. Like it's not the first level. I don't understand.
well, we're supposed to be like these enemies are supposed to stand up to repeated hits with upgraded rocket launchers, right? So,
Right.
and those rocket launcher by this point is doing a ton of damage.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if those things actually had 600 or 700 hit points
That's insane.
or more.
That's insane. Like I didn't die. I would have went on for longer. I just gave up because I was bored. Like I was just like,
Yeah.
this is. I've been doing
That's-
this for 20 minutes now. I don't have to put up with this.
500 hits to kill an enemy is too many hits to kill an
It
enemy.
really is. Like I mean,
Yeah.
technically speaking, I could get all the crystals, but why? Why do I have to? I'm not subjecting myself to that. That's insane.
I
Yeah.
asked Tony about it. He said there isn't anything in there to reduce wrench damage or anything. So he thinks it just has that many hit points
Wow. So it's really just 500 plus hits.
or more. Yeah, I don't.
That-
I mean, I suppose
crazy.
it's possible there's something in there that we don't know about. But
Yeah.
Tony did write those guys. So
Yeah, so explain what happened with this level, because, like, didn't he make this entire world in 3 days, or something like that?
yeah. So what the level had already been designed and the art had already been made, and a programmer had already started working on the level, right?
Right.
And there were only 3 days left in the level, before it was due. I think actually at this point it was probably about 4 or 5 days left in the level before it was due, and it was not ready. It was, as difficult and unfair as things are in this level right now, they were worse, right? Like it was an unplayable mess that was just not done.
Snow Beast takes
so-
2 hits to kill, by the way.
So the programmer who made it got fired, and then
Wow.
the basically Ted and a few other people, they came to Tony and they're like, "Can you finish this for us in 3 days?"
Why were they
And
fired? Was it because of this, or...?
It was this and other things they failed at. Like this
Wow.
was their last shot, and
Oh.
because it was such a critical failure.
Oh. Wow.
Well, I mean, it had gotten to the point, where like the person was sitting next to someone who was telling them exactly what to do, and it still didn't get done.
Right.
So it was
I
just,
see.
it was. So Tony at this point, he had a ton of other things to do. I think he did maybe somewhere between 20 and 30% of the levels in this game,
That's a lot. That's
Yeah,
a
he
real
did a-
lot.
and he was a junior guy, right? This is
Yeah.
his first game, so they're like, yeah, what can you fix this up in 3 days? And Tony was like, sure. So he went in and basically gutted everything because it didn't work, and then from scratch, coded the Yetis, coded the Leviathans, laid down all the crystals. He wasn't in charge of the hypnomatic path
Okay.
or the enemy path, just the.
So he didn't
that
do the
giant-
glider section either.
The glider section, no, that wasn't actually. I don't even think there was a programmer involved with that section.
Okay.
Besides the person who coded the glider,
Right. Okay.
like
Just,
that.
Just someone who
yeah.
designed the path to go through.
Yeah, and then I coded the icicles that fall down, but that's the
Oh, okay.
only. That's the
Cool.
only code part of that
Right.
thing. And I had written at this point. I think I'd written the code months before this level was done.
Right. I see.
Yeah, so it was so this whole frozen tundra and these enemies was everything that Tony had to do in 3 days,
Yeah.
and that's way more work than can be done in 3 days.
Yeah.
So it's a miracle that it's done to
I
this
mean,
level of polish.
technically speaking, like, to someone who hasn't, like, done coding and whatnot, it doesn't seem like much. Like, it's just doing a couple of enemies. But no, it's a lot of work.
And considering the engine and tools we were working with, it's even crazier than it would be now. Like, I'm pretty sure, someone who's done a bunch of game jams and is familiar with Unity and was given the models and animations and stuff, they might be able to pull something off like this in 3 days. But the tools that we're talking about now are a million times better than what we were using.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you wanted to, let's say you moved a crate and you wanted to run the level to make sure the crate movement didn't ruin anything, you had to spend 15 minutes building the level minimum before you could even look at it. Right? So what you had to do was make 100 changes without looking at it, do the 15-minute build, check them, fix whatever was broken, and do 100 more changes, and then So it was very slow going, and all of this stuff was coded from scratch, from the ground up. So none of it was there wasn't any helper stuff. So it's an even bigger achievement than it would sound like nowadays.
Yeah.
Because we were making it on what today would be basically a pocket calculator.
Right. I have an idea that I need to test. Can the giant... What are the giant beasts called? Not the snow beasts, the other ones.
The Leviathans?
Oh, the Leviathan, yeah. Can a Leviathan kill a Leviathan?
I don't know.
That I
Probably.
must know.
Probably.
Because those two enemies are pretty close together. They can probably hit each other if I move around enough.
Yeah.
I just need to take out the snow beasts first.
Because you can hit... you can hit Yetis with the attack, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I could take them out myself, to be fair. They're not that...
Well,
they take 2 hits, so it's not that big of a deal.
But the Yetis take damage from the Leviathans?
Presumably, yeah.
If they do, then the Leviathans probably do. I don't think there would be an exception.
It's more the fact, can I get them to point that way? Yeah, that is... They are a bit... I think they're just a tad too far apart.
Yeah. Well, and they probably would have put the trigger zones far enough apart that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I think they are. That's interesting, because the giant beetles in the desert aren't. They can be next to each other, but they don't attack each other, so I guess these I guess these ones are fine. We will be returning to the desert as well, because I have not killed any of the giant beetles apart from one, but they can be killed.
See, I always called them beholders, like from D&D. Did you ever play Dungeons and Dragons?
I have not, but I see your reasoning.
A beholder's like a big eye with a whole bunch of eyes poking out of it.
Cool.
That floats around.
Yeah, I can see why you called them that.
Yeah.
Question. Would you rather I go to the desert after this, or go back to, Oozla?
What's on Oozla?
The secret boss that I have not done yet.
I don't... Can you even do that with the wrench?
I'm going to try. Also, these are 2 enemies that are right next to each other.
It seems like there's a part...
Oh, they don't open. Oh, they've accounted for that. Fair play. Well done. Well done. Legitimately, well done. That's brilliant, actually. It means you can't really do it, wrench only. Well, you can, but it's stupid. I'm not going to. Oh, is the platinum bolt over there, maybe? There's a platinum bolt somewhere in here.
Some of those Leviathan pits won't open until you break the crystals.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sort of like how there are beholders that don't come out in the desert until you get the crystals.
Oh, interesting.
It's basically the same, like, it's not the same code, but it's the same, like, all the logic should be working the same.
Yeah. This is madness. This is so much around. But at least I'm gonna be rich by the end of it. Not that I spend any of my money. I mean, there is a million bolt armor thing, but there's just no way I can get that kind of money in this run.
Oh right, the Carbonox.
Yeah, that's a very new game plus kind of thing. Like, even though
that's what it's for.
I mean, even though I haven't bought any weapons, I still don't have enough for it. It's just really expensive.
Well, the Rhino and that armor were supposed to be replay, New Game Plus stuff. And that's why we priced them so high because in New Game Plus we have the bolt multipliers.
Yes. What, like, the Zodiac, like, what was the idea behind that? Because, like, you only get 4 bullets with it, and it doesn't do too much damage, like...
It got nerfed into uselessness, basically.
Right.
I mean, it was supposed to be like the Rhino.
Right.
Where it was a power weapon that was just overpowered, right? And we were going to have 2 of those in the game instead of 1.
Right.
And the idea with this was just you shoot it and everything on screen gets vaporized and that's it. Turns out that's really, really, really powerful.
That it is.
Yeah, funny how that works. And so they tried a lot of different things to limit it, and I think we went a little overboard, given that it was supposed to be a game breaker.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And so, yeah, so the Rhino ended up being the game breaker, and the Zodiac ended up being kind of disappointing.
Oh no. I'm very dead. There's a platinum bolt in here somewhere. I think I've got all the bolts I can, all the crystals I can.
Okay.
So you get 18 plus 9, 27, 37, so... Yeah, 64, that sounds about right. 64 sounds about right, and that leaves 35 of those beasts. That sounds right.
Right, because the Leviathans have them too, don't they?
Yeah, that's 35 of them. That sounds about right. But that just leaves a platinum bolt somewhere in this level, and I cannot remember where.
So I think it will be impossible to do the secret boss wrench only, because I think there's a phase where it goes under the lava or water or whatever, and there's just an eye, and the eye tries to keep distance from you on the lily pads.
Well, I'm gonna at least give it a go.
Okay.
I mean, it's optional, so it doesn't really matter. But, I mean, we're going to give it a go. And that's the same with Planet Joe, but we're going back to do the arena challenges. Because the Arachnoid is a boss that also follows that principle. As soon as you try and get near it, it will run away. But I did hit it once.
Yeah. So I think I figured out what you did to hit it, too.
Okay, please enlighten me.
Well, I'll have to tell you while I'm watching it. Since I'm like 3 seconds behind you, it might be difficult. But basically what happens is there's a point where when she's doing an animation, she gets locked into it right after she does the jump.
Right,
So if you can do a long jump towards her that's just close enough to get her to jump, then spin around and do a long jump backwards, she'll be stuck in that animation when you get to her and you might be able to hit her.
Right, interesting. Okay.
Because like she does an animation summon a bug right away, but while she's doing an animation, she's stuck.
Yeah. Okay.
And then while she's in the air, she's not moving away from you except to land in that one spot.
Yeah. So while she's doing the web thing, like spawning more spiders, she's basically stuck doing it.
Yeah, but she does it so quickly that under normal circumstances you can't get close. So I think what you want to do is catch her doing it right after she jumps over your head. So you want to force her to jump over your head, then jump to where she is as quickly as possible, and try to hit her while she's summoning her first bug.
Fair enough.
I think that's it, but I'm not certain. That's what I thought I saw.
That seems about right. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think that's pretty much it. I found the platinum bolt. I got, and now it's time to get loads of cash. I think it will be over 100,000. 117,000. Yeah, that's quite a lot.
The space hippie gives you all the monies.
That he does. How much money do I have now? 246,000 bolts. Only 750,000 to the armor. Sweet.
Yay!
I'm totally never gonna get that.
Do you have the best armor right now?
Yes. Besides that, yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Besides the Carbonux?
Yeah. It would be pretty near impossible otherwise.
Well, Teal, I'm glad you proved that the run was possible.
It is all entirely possible. I am still Wrench Master.
Have you beaten the prototype?
Ratchet. Not yet, but I can't imagine it's that difficult.
Yeah,
I know that sounds super
I don't know
cocky.
how many hit points it has.
I know that sounds super cocky, but it's such an easy
boss.
fight.
It's an easy boss, and I can totally see you getting it.
And not only that, the wrench does a lot more damage than most weapons. It's really surprising in this game. It's really powerful.
Your upgraded wrench does?
Yeah, it's much more powerful because no one uses it often. So like, it's just an odd thing. But
Well,
hey,
the
let's see
wrench,
what this can do.
the idea with the power of the wrench,
So you're
we,
cutting
we
out a
always
little bit.
wanted you to be able to kill a swarmer in one hit.
Right.
We always wanted you to be able to kill a swarmer in one hit. And since all the enemies' hit points get raised as we're going through the game, the swarmers did too, and it would take multiple hits to kill them. So we wanted to. We were originally not even going to have the wrench upgrades. We added them later because it was just so painful to kill the swarmers.
Right, I see. I love how it only does 1 damage to me.
Oh, the boss?
Yeah. I'm so overpowered at this point. Because you're supposed to come back here a little earlier, I think. That's the idea.
But you've got all the armor upgrades.
Oh, well then. Noted. I can only go in the ooze once.
Really?
I thought I had 2 shots of that, but okay. That does make this a little harder.
So if you go in the ooze and then jump from the ooze into the ooze, you die?
Yep.
Ooh.
I thought it was 2 shots of that, or maybe 3, but nope, just 1. Cool. Good to know.
That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, it's all part of the fun.
Yep.
We'll see just how... Oh, no. Oh. Right, that's a glitch with the charge boots. I forgot about that. I'm taking them off immediately.
Yes. What happens with the charge boots?
Basically, when you crouch and shoot the wrench, sometimes he just automatically goes into charge boots even though you haven't double-clicked.
Oh, you know what it is? In the PS2 game, they didn't have the analog buttons for the R2 and L2. So they would just click immediately.
Right.
And we would just... So our code detects an all or nothing press. So if there's any way that the analog stick registers like a second press, because you can press it partially, it would then, use the charge boots.
Right.
In a game nowadays, we'd give it a dead zone so that wouldn't happen, but we didn't do that because the PS2 controller didn't have those.
So I'm trying to work out how many hits this might actually take. I'm going to say a good 100, 150.
So there were a couple of strategies for killing, like say the boss that you could try that I had to mention. But like every time you die to Angela, or the thief, sorry, every time you die, her hit points go down.
Right. Yes.
As long as you don't leave the level.
Yeah.
As long as it's not you jumping off the edge.
Yeah. That's interesting actually. So, like, how much does it go down by?
Well, I think it goes down by like 10%.
Oh, I got eaten.
I think it goes something like 10% down to like a maximum of half her life or something like that. But I might be remembering wrong. But like if she has 100 life, it probably goes down by 10 each time.
Right, I see.
Until it gets to 50. That's usually how we did it with the bosses in this game. Other games did it differently.
This is slightly harder now. Because platforms are being destroyed very, very quickly.
Yep.
I would go closer, but I'm very scared to. Because I'm halfway through this now.
Yeah. And that thing might kill your platform.
Yeah. Then again, it might not. This isn't actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was worried about it for the same reason you said. It goes under the ooze, but it's not that bad so far.
Yeah.
It's just a case of getting used to the motions and the pattern, really. I am listening to this with delayed sound, so it does make it interesting.
Oh, you can't hear his tells?
No, not properly. But I'm seeing it as a visual cue. It's quite obvious. I'm hoping because I'm firing with the wrench that it's actually going to be locked in this motion for quite a while. Because I'm not doing something most people would do, so its patterns are going to be different than when you're using a weapon. So I'm hoping that might do it.
And because, I think because some of his behaviors are probably based on your distance.
Yeah, that's true.
The other thing is there were a few situations where you mentioned you noticed a checkpoint that you'd never gotten before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that might have been difficult. That might have been difficulty tuning. Since you die a lot more, while doing the wrench, it's possible you activated some of the lower difficulty settings in future levels,
Oh,
and
right,
that
okay,
could have given you an extra checkpoint. I'm not positive about that, but that was one of the things that could happen.
And there was also the checkpoint in the first level. Oh no, 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 no!
Oh no!
I was so close.
That doesn't look good.
That's so doable though. That's 100% doable.
And this guy has less health now, so
That-
it'll be a little easier.
That is true, actually. Wow, that's noticeable. That's
that he has
really,
less health?
yeah, that's really noticeable.
Yeah, once you know about it, you can see it pretty easy.
Wow. So does this apply for every Ratchet game?
Most botches in most Ratchet games.
I was stuck in nothing
they-
for a second there. That was interesting.
But
sorry, you were
they're
saying-
not always that way, and sometimes they use different systems. But that's in these early PS2 games. That was usually how it worked.
So is that how it works in Ratchet 2 as well? Ratchet 3.
It worked that way in Ratchet 1 and Ratchet 2. I think some of the bosses were that way in 3, like the Mama Tyrannoid.
Okay.
I don't think Nefarious did it.
Right. I was gonna say Nefarious
But-
is really hard. So
But Drek did it though.
yeah, not that it mattered too much because I think at the time I did it, I had left the planet and came back. So like it was
Yeah.
it was a new save. It was literally the hardest it could have possibly been.
And
Which
you'd
I'm-
only died a few times, yeah.
Yeah,
so
and
it
he
was
died 10 at
almost
most. So
100% difficulty, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, and it's usually there's countermeasures in there to keep people from dying on purpose. You know, like they make sure that you're doing attacks or taking damage, or
Yeah.
or that there's controller input at various intervals, like stuff like that. So it's not super easy to game, but in the case of the boss, where it's just if you die, it goes down,
Right.
it's a lot easier. Yeah, I'm not sure if the difficulty tuning would get triggered if you fell in the water, but you've been falling in the water and you've been noticing it's easier, yeah?
Yes, it does
Okay,
feel
so-
easier.
So this guy must not have a check for that then. Some of them do. Like, I know Angela won't work if you jump off the edge.
Right. I mean, in fairness though, with something like this, it's very easy to fall in the water because that's the gimmick of it.
Yeah, that's probably what it was then.
Like, the idea is it's supposed to make you drown instead of it killing you, because it's on its own, it's not too difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a fair enough challenge, but it's not like a I'm gonna die constantly. Like, I mean, look at the damage it's done to me. It's only taken off 4 health, and it's hit me a couple times now. Like, it
It's
does
right about
really
to-
damage.
It's right about to go into another phase, though. Like, right when you get it to 50, I think it goes into another phase.
Yeah. I had you locked in a different pattern before. Can you go back to that? I was really liking it the first time around. I was doing a
think
lot
you're-
more damage, you weren't as threatening, it was lovely. Do that, please.
I wonder if it's because he's either because he's far away or because he has less health, maybe.
Probably far away. Still doesn't make this impossible, though. Yeah, I think it is far away. Because I'm closer now and he's not doing it. Is it he or...
It?
It. The
It-
thing.
Well, what it is it's a... it was an experiment they were working on that went wrong.
Right.
Like, because you know, this is a lab where they were doing a whole bunch of different weird stuff, and then the experiment goes wrong and starts to kill all the scientists, and that's why the scientists keep getting dragged down by tentacles and stuff in the level.
Ah, right. Cool.
This thing is those tentacles.
Oh my god, that's brilliant. How have I never known that?
Well, we don't explain it because we cut this boss and put him in sort of as bonus. Or
Right.
it in. It might even be a her, actually. I don't remember what we called it.
But that is brilliant. I had no idea that was... This is it. The thing that...
I'll bet you it's in your Monsterpedia
Probably.
if it has a name.
I
As soon as you
will
damage
check
it, I
out.
think it...
I will check it out after I kill it.
That's probably a good call.
Put its head on a wall somewhere. I think
Did it even hit you?
No, I think I had sort of glitched
Oh,
into a
wait, it
pattern
adjusted.
which was beautiful. No. Okay.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh!
This is terrifying. Stop it. so close. Come on. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god.
Oh. Whew.
Okay, so you do get 2 hits sometimes, and sometimes you get... No, why are you doing this? Yeah, sometimes you get 2, sometimes you get 1. I don't know what the reason for that is. Quite honestly, I don't care. Yeah, in the swamp, sometimes you get 2, sometimes you get 1, and I don't know why.
Interesting. I don't think I know why either.
Fuck off! Just come on.
If you know what
Like
it could
10
be,
hits.
if you're standing in the puddle and he hits you, that would reset the number of times you can jump.
I don't know if I
So
am though.
So like if you were trying to jump out of the puddle and he did damage to you, that might give you an extra jump. That's the only thing I can think of.
2 hits. No, 1. Yes! Yes! What does this give me? Oh wait, this is the
there we
box
go.
breaker.
Yep.
So what's the giant
Not a
clank?
weapon.
So what's the giant clank on Demosel? Because that gives you something, but I don't know what.
That's the bolt attractor, I think, isn't it? No, that's the cork fan gives you the.
Yeah.
So I think the giant clank gives you the cork figurine that you give to the dude.
No, because that's what I get from the plumber.
Oh right, you get from the. Where's the plumber?
He's on the prison. The prison planet.
Oh right, okay, yeah, with the glider chum. I always
Yes.
forget about that. That when you get kidnapped by the thugs for less.
Yeah, that's right. Well, there we go. That's that done.
All right.
Nice. Very happy
Where's
with
next?
that. I guess killing things in the desert.
All right. We can go back to Jimi Hendrix's head.
Yes, yes, I forgot about that. Let me quickly show that.
You should composite it next to a picture of Jimi Hendrix's head.
Nah.
But yeah, so the red part there is the face, and then
Yeah.
the rest of it's his hair.
Yeah. I was gonna check. Oh, Monsterpedia. That's right.
It was a late night that night, I think, when that level was designed. It was the last level that our lead designer designed in that game, Brian Algar, because he had too much work to do being the lead designer.
Right.
And so he designed this level, but he had to do it like at the end of a super long day, all in one go. So he's like, it's gonna look like Jimi Hendrix's head.
It is called Swamp Monster 2.
Oh, that's it? Lame.
I believe so.
Yeah, that's
Found to
it.
be the elusive Mother Beast.
The mysterious tentacle horror, it says.
But yeah, that is what that is. Cool. So on this planet.
Can you go back to it real quick?
Yeah.
I wanted
sure.
to see the description. I think I wrote that.
Oh really?
Let's see. Based on the evidence, blah blah blah. Oh, this is it. And a poisonous gas attack and bites with its horrible, horrible maw. And I think there's a joke. Oh no! It was supposed to say something about like how it was.
Maybe it's the
fart
first
joke.
Swamp Monster. No.
No.
That's a shame.
What about the little swimmer dude from the level, the little green burpee dude?
So which one?
There's like a little green burpee guy who looks like Gleeman. Yeah, go back one, like Gleeman Box's pet. That thing.
Okay.
Uh,
Yes.
like the horrible. Oh yeah, this is a fart joke. Unlike the horrible sulfur beast, the muck dweller's gas attack originates from its mouth.
Nice.
Yes, I'm glad I got a fart joke in. It's important. Because the game was always Ratchet and Clank something about butts, right? So you had to have fart jokes.
Mm.
Well, actually, you guys didn't get that because you just got Ratchet 1 and Ratchet 2 and
Yeah.
Ratchet 3, right?
Yeah.
And we got all the butt jokes.
That is true. Skype has been a bit glitchy, but it seems to have fixed itself.